Have you ever met children so mischievous that no one could handle them? What if I told you two twins from a millionaire's mansion became so impossible that every nanny quit in tears? But just when it seemed hopeless, someone no one valued, the maid, did something no one could have ever imagined. And by the end, these twins who once had no heart for love changed forever. Stay with me, because what happened in this mansion will open your eyes in ways you never expected. In a sprawling mansion on the outskirts of the city lived a wealthy businessman named Mr. Raymond. His fortune had been built from years of tireless work, yet despite his riches, his home was far from peaceful. He was a single father of twins Ethan and Emily, both 9 years old. To outsiders, they looked like angels, with golden hair and innocent smiles. But to those who worked inside the mansion, they were nothing short of a nightmare. Nannies had come and gone like a revolving door. Some lasted weeks, others only days. The twins would play cruel tricks, gluing shoes to the floor, filling shampoo bottles with paint, locking doors from the outside, or pretending to be hurt only to laugh when help came running. Their laughter echoed like thunder in the halls, and their pranks grew meaner each time. It wasn't just mischief, it was a wall they had built around themselves, daring anyone to break through. Raymond was at his wits' end. Each morning, he would leave for his high-rise office, hoping the new nanny would succeed, and each evening he'd return to resignation letters and chaos. The twins seemed untouchable. Rumors spread through the mansion staff. "These children are cursed with loneliness," whispered the cook. "No one can handle them," sighed the driver, and then there was Clara, the maid. She was quiet, often unnoticed, a woman in her late 20s who had come from a humble background. She dusted the chandeliers, scrubbed the marble floors, and kept her head down. Unlike the others, she never tried to get too close to the twins. To her, they were her employer's children, and she was just a servant in the background. But fate has a way of bringing unexpected people into the spotlight. One evening, after yet another nanny stormed out of the mansion, Mr. Raymond sat in his study with his head in his hands. "I don't understand," he muttered. "Why can't anyone take care of them? They're just children." Clara, who had been delivering tea, hesitated at the door. For the first time, she spoke up. "Sir, maybe they don't need another nanny." Mr. Raymond lifted his eyes, puzzled. "Then what do they need, Clara?" She hesitated, then said softly, "They need someone who doesn't see them as a job." Her words lingered in the air like smoke. The next morning, with no nanny left to manage the children, Clara found herself cornered. Ethan and Emily decided to test her, as they did with everyone else. They hid frogs under her cleaning cart, spilled juice all over the freshly polished floor, and even locked her inside the laundry room. But unlike the others, Clara didn't cry, didn't shout, and didn't run. She simply unlocked the door, cleaned the mess, and carried on. When the twins mocked her, she didn't return anger. Instead, she looked at them with something they weren't used to: patience. That night, as she left their rooms tidy, she whispered, "Good night, Ethan." "Good night, Emily." The twins froze. No one had ever said goodnight to them like that before. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, Clara began to break through their walls, not with force, but with kindness. When Emily's favorite toy broke, Clara sat on the floor with her and mended it. When Ethan failed at building a Lego tower, Clara helped him rebuild, not scolding him but praising his effort. She noticed the little things: how Emily hummed softly when she drew, how Ethan's mischief always hid a longing for attention. One rainy afternoon, Clara found them in the garden, splashing mud everywhere. Instead of yelling, she joined them, laughing as the rain soaked her hair. For the first time, the twins laughed not with cruelty, but with joy. But the biggest change came one night when Emily woke up crying from a nightmare. Clara rushed in, holding her hand until she calmed down. "Why are you so kind to us?" Emily whispered. Clara smiled gently. "Because everyone deserves love even when they don't ask for it." Those words cracked something inside the twins' hearts. Behind all their pranks and chaos was a deep loneliness. Their mother had passed away when they were just babies, and their father, though he provided everything material, had buried himself in work. The nannies came and went, treating them like tasks, not children. The twins had learned that the only way to get attention was through trouble, but Clara, she saw them not as burdens, not as spoiled children. She saw them as two hearts crying for love. When Mr. Raymond noticed the change, he was stunned. The laughter in the mansion no longer sounded cruel, it was warm. The twins still played tricks, but now they were playful, not hurtful. They started helping Clara with chores, surprising her with flowers from the garden, and even waiting by the door for their father to come home. One evening, as Mr. Raymond watched Clara reading a bedtime story to his twins, he felt tears in his eyes. For the first time in years, his mansion felt like a home. He approached Clara afterward and said, "You've done what no one else could. You gave them what money couldn't buy." Clara lowered her eyes. "All I did was give them what they were missing, sir. A little love." From that day on, Clara wasn't just the maid. She became family. The twins, once terrors of the mansion, grew into kind, compassionate children, all because one woman chose patience over anger, kindness over authority. And so, if you ever think love is only about grand gestures, remember Clara. Sometimes, the smallest acts of compassion can heal the deepest wounds. The twins didn't need another nanny. They needed someone who saw them. Someone who cared, and maybe, isn't that what we all need?